Section 18. Assignment. Section 18.1. Assignment by the leaser, the lessor, and the leaser hereby conform concurrently with the execution delivery of the lease, the lessor of the executed delivery of the indenture trustee of the indentured, which assigns the collateral security and the grants of security interest in the favor of the indenture trustee and under the lease and certain of the rent paymentable here and under the excluding expected property all is much more explicitly set forth in the indenture. The leaser agrees and shall not otherwise assign, convey its rights, title, and interest into the lease or any other unit except for expressly permitted by subject to the provision of the participation agreement of the trust agreement in the indenture and agreement in the indenture. 8.2. The assignment by the lessor, except for in the case of any requisition for the use of governmental authority or agency instrumental there under the referred to section 11.1, the lessor will not accept for the expressly permitted in operative agreements without the prior written consent with the leaser and the indenture trustee assigning any of the rights inherent under the section 18.3, the sublessor's other performance and rights, any of the obligation imposed on the lessor in the lease shall required only that the lessor perform and cause to perform such an obligation that even if stated herein as directly obligation of the performance of any such obligation by the manager and the management agreement and the insurance manager under the insurance of the agreement, any sublessor under the sublease then effect permitted in the terms of this lease shall constitute performance of the lesser discharge such as obligated by the lease except for otherwise expressly provided herein. Any other granted lesser in such as the lease shall be granted by the lesser of the right to exercise the right to the permit and such a right to be exercised by the manager of the insurance of the manager and in the lesser capacity of a sublessor. So pursuant to any permitted sublease permitted to any sublessor to exercise substantial equivalent right to under the subleases as granted in the lease under the lease, provided, however, the lesser rights to terminate the lease pursuant to Section 10 of the lesser purchases renewal option set forth in Section 22 may be exercised only by the lesser, provided further that nothing is in Section 8.3 that shall be deemed and to create any privacy or contract between any sublessor and on the one hand, any other leaser, owner of the participation, any subsequent transfer affiliated in any such person. On the other hand, to create any duty or other liability of any nature whatsoever, the parts of any leaser, owner, partner's participation, any subsequent transfers of affiliate of any such a person to such a sublease or any affiliate thereof. And 3. Modify the waive any terms of the provision in Section 8.3 hereof, which Section 8.3 shall control, and any conflict arises between any of the provisions thereof. The Section 18.3 includes the specific reference of the obligation of the rights to any of the any such subleases to certain provisions of the lease shall not in any way diminish the application of the provisions of the two sentences immediately preceding the respective obligation of the rights and the respect to the specific reference to such as sublessors and having not made in this lease. Section 19, net lease, etc.